People say that Lakewood Ranch feels like summer camp for adults, and honestly, they're not wrong. My name is Adam Miller, I live here, I work here, I sell homes here, and I can tell you firsthand that this place does feel like a giant playground. Now here's the thing, when people hear that, they kind of laugh and they chuckle and they think that it's a really clever tagline. But it's not a tagline, we hear it firsthand from a lot of people. That's how they describe living in Lakewood Ranch. You've got neighborhoods where the calendar is packed with events and clubs and activities. You've got resort-style amenities that most people normally only see when they're on vacation. And you've got this energy in the community that makes it feel like everybody's out and about, meeting new people and staying busy. But I want to dig into what that really means, because if you are thinking about making a move to Lakewood Ranch, you probably want to know the ins and outs to know what you're really getting yourself into. So the lifestyle here, it looks amazing in brochures, and honestly, it can be, but there's definitely some trade-offs. And that's what I'm here to do, walk you through the superpowers of this place, the parts that make people say this is the best move I ever made, and also the shadows, the things that you might not think about until you are already bought a home here. And then hopefully by the end of this video, you have a much better understanding of whether or not this summer camp for kids is a perfect dream for you, or if it's just a little too much for you. So what is it that makes Lakewood Ranch feel like summer camp for adults? Let's start off with the obvious and the first and foremost thing that people move here for, and that's the amenities. In most places, your neighborhood might have a little community pool or maybe a small clubhouse. Here on Lakewood Ranch though, you'll find villages with resort-style swimming pools that look like something right out of a Caribbean vacation, zero entry pools, cabanas, waterfalls, swim-up pool bars and cafes. It's not just a place to cool off, it's where neighbors spend their afternoons like they're on permanent vacation. And then there's the fitness centers. And we're not talking about a couple of treadmills and a converted storage room. Some villages have full gyms with spin studios and yoga classes, personal trainers and wellness programs. It feels like a private country club rather than a neighborhood perk. And then of course there's pickleball. And if you haven't heard, pickleball basically has taken over the state of Florida. The courts are full morning and night, leagues are competitive, and for a lot of residents, it's where friendships are made and sometimes where rivalries start. And then add in tennis and bocce ball and golf, and you've got a sports and social calendar that really doesn't quit. But maybe the biggest summer camp vibe comes from all the clubs and social groups. Some villages have dozens of them, cooking clubs and wine tasting and car enthusiast groups, photography, travel, mahjong, book clubs, volunteer organizations. If you have a hobby, odds are that there's already a group for it, and if there isn't, you can start one anyway. So what does that mean if you're thinking about moving here? It means that you're not just buying a house, you are plugging into the lifestyle. You can literally fill your calendar every single day with something to do, someone to meet, or somewhere to go. And this is why so many people say that they have never been so social in their life until they move to Lakewood Ranch. So here's the real superpower of Lakewood Ranch. It gives you more ways to stay active, social, and connected than just about any other community in Florida. And I've seen it happen again and again. People move here expecting sunshine and golf and maybe a pool, and within 6 months, they've got a calendar so full that they're actually turning down invitations. And it's not just about being busy for the sake of being busy, it's more about connections. I know folks who have lived in big cities for decades and did not know any of their neighbors. They move to Lakewood Ranch and suddenly they've got 5 couple friends they vacation with, a weekly wine group, and they're playing pickleball at 7 a.m. 3 days a week. For retirees, that's huge because it's not just about staying entertained, it's about staying healthy, staying engaged, and honestly, just feeling younger. And for families, it's about giving your kids built-in friendships, safe places to play, and opportunities to go way beyond just school and sports. And for people moving here from out of state, which is a lot of you, it's the fastest way I've ever seen to build a brand new circle of friends. Instead of feeling like the new family in town, you're instantly plugged into a network. And that's what people mean when they say Lakewood Ranch feels like summer camp for adults. It's structured, it's social, it's fun, and it keeps people active in ways that they never expected. And for a lot of folks, that is just priceless. They tell you it's one of the best decisions that they've ever made. Okay, so here's the thing. Every superpower comes with its shadow, and Lakewood Ranch is no exception. All that fun, all those social clubs, all those amenities, they come with a price tag. HOA fees here in Lakewood Ranch, they're not the token $100 that you see in a lot of the older neighborhoods. In Lakewood Ranch, those monthly HOA fees, they can run anywhere from $300 to $700, and yeah, in some villages even higher. Now, for some people, for a lot of people, it's absolutely worth it. They're in the pool 3 times a week, they play pickleball in a league, they go to wine club every month, they're squeezing every drop of value out of every bit of that fee. But for others, for a lot of people, a lot of you watching, that becomes a sore spot. I have met plenty of homeowners who say we barely use the amenities, but we're still paying $600 a month. That adds up fast. It can feel like you're funding a lifestyle you don't actually live. And here's one of those shadows that most people don't think about until they're already here, and I'm talking about time. Sure, you might picture yourself enjoying 10 clubs and being at every social event, but life still happens. Work schedules, family commitments, travel. The reality is that many people only end up using a fraction of what's available. And when that happens, the HOA fee feels less like a membership and more like a monthly reminder that you're paying for things that you don't even use. And then there's those HOA rules. HOAs here aren't just about keeping the pool clean. They cover landscaping, house colors, parking, even holiday decorations in some cases. And for people who love the structure, that is a plus. For people who value independence, it can definitely feel restrictive. So yes, Lakewood Ranch does feel like summer camp for adults. But remember, camp isn't free and it's not always flexible. And here's where it gets real, because in Lakewood Ranch, not every village feels the same. And here's where most people make a mistake. They see the glossy ads and they hear summer camp for adults and they assume that every neighborhood is just like that. But the truth is, each village has its own personality. Some villages are built for people who want that go, go, go lifestyle, the kind of place where your calendar is booked solid with cooking clubs and fitness classes and happy hours. You walk your dog and you end up chatting with 5 neighbors before you even get to the mailbox. In other villages, they're much more quiet. The amenities there, maybe there's a pool, maybe there's a small fitness room, but the vibe is way more low-key. People keep to themselves a little more. It's still friendly, but you're not living in the middle of a 24/7 block party. And here's the part that most real estate agents might not tell you. You can absolutely, positively end up in the wrong village for your lifestyle. I've seen retirees move into a neighborhood that's full of young families and they feel a little left out. I've seen working families buy into a village with tons of weekday activities, but because both of the parents work, they never get to participate and they feel like they're missing out. And that's why I call what I do lifestyle matchmaking. Because if you just pick a home without thinking about the community vibe, you can end up paying for amenities, clubs, and experiences that you'll never actually use. So think about it like this. If you're somebody who's super social, you're gonna want to be in a village with an active events calendar, big clubhouse, lots of clubs. You're gonna get your money's worth. If you're more private, you may want a neighborhood that's beautiful but doesn't have 50 different groups competing for your time. If you're a golfer, you need to know which villages have bundled golf memberships and which don't, otherwise you'll be stuck paying extra for something you thought was included. If you travel a lot, maybe the lock and leave style of a maintenance-free village makes more sense than a big home with tons of upkeep. It all comes down to this. The superpower of Lakewood Ranch, it's a choice. But if you don't know what you're looking for, that choice can be overwhelming and expensive. And that's why my job isn't just to sell you a house. It's to make sure that you land in a community that actually fits your lifestyle, the right vibe, the right amenities, the right level of activity, so that you're not just buying a house, you're buying a lifestyle that you can actually use and enjoy. All right, here's what most people don't realize until after they move here. Time is as big of a factor as money. You might think, oh, I'm gonna join every club, I'll use the pool every weekend. But if you're still working, traveling, or you just don't love that go, go, go lifestyle, you might not use half of it. The social side here in Lakewood Ranch, it is real. This is not the stay inside and mind your business kind of place. If you want friends, you'll make them fast. If you want privacy, you may have to work for it. HOA fees, they are non-negotiable. You can't say, well, I don't use pickleball courts, so can I pay less? Does not work that way. Okay, so let's be brutally honest, can we? Who loves living in Lakewood Ranch and who winds up struggling? If you're the type of person who thrives on activity, connection, and being part of a community, you are probably gonna fall in love with this place. Retirees who wanna stay young and active and social, this is gonna be your playground. Families who want safe neighborhoods, built-in friends for their kids, and endless activities, this place delivers. And if you're moving here from out of state, it's one of the fastest ways I've ever seen to plug into a brand new social circle. You don't just sit around wondering how to meet people, they'll find you. You'll be invited to dinners and games and classes and events before you even unpack the boxes. And for the right people, it's not just a neighborhood, it is a lifestyle upgrade. All right, let's flip the coin because not everyone is built for summer camp living. If you value privacy, if you don't want your neighbors knowing your business, or if you just prefer a quieter lifestyle, you may find Lakewood Ranch a bit overwhelming. And like I said before, I've seen people move here, use the swimming pool twice in the first year, and then realize that they're paying $500 a month for amenities that they don't touch. That's when the shadow hits hard. And if you don't like rules, you are just gonna clash with that HOA structure. Because let's be clear, Lakewood Ranch is beautiful because it's controlled. And I mean that in the kindest way. Landscaping, exterior paint colors, parking restrictions, it is all part of the deal. Some people love that order, others definitely feel boxed in. And if you're the type of person who hates small talk, who doesn't want to join clubs, or who prefers wide open land and independence, honestly, you might be happier in Mayaca City or parts of Parish where you can get more space and fewer rules. Okay, so here's my honest take. Sometimes Lakewood Ranch absolutely feels like it's summer camp for adults. It's structured, it's social, it's fun, and for a lot of people, it's life-changing. They move here and suddenly they have more friends, more activities, and more energy than they've had in years. And for them, every penny of those HOA fees, absolutely worth it. But Lakewood Ranch certainly is not for everyone, and that's the part that a lot of people are afraid to say out loud. If you're not gonna use the amenities, if you don't love being social, or the idea of rules make you itch, you might end up being frustrated. And that is why I always tell people that you're not just buying a house, you're buying into the lifestyle. Because here, they're one and the same. The brochures and the drone shots, yeah, they're beautiful. Palm trees and pools and neighbors cruising around on golf carts. But the real question is, does that lifestyle actually fit you? Oh, by the way, ask me about golf carts. Actually, I just did a video. I'm going to link that below. Might not be what you're thinking. And that's where I come in. I live here. I work here. My job isn't just to sell you a house. It's to help you figure out whether or not Lakewood Ranch is the right fit for you. And if it is, which village is the right fit for your lifestyle. So do me a favor, if you're thinking about making a move here, whether that's in 3 months or 3 years, scan this QR code. I'll put a link in the description down below. That is going to be to my calendar. We'll set up a 15-minute discovery call. There's no pressure. There's no obligations. We're just going to have a conversation. We'll figure out together whether this place feels like your dream summer camp or if it's a lifestyle you'd just rather skip. And hey, if you found this helpful, hit subscribe because I'll keep giving you the real story about living in Lakewood Ranch. The good, the bad, and everything in between. My name is Adam Miller with the 9401 Lifestyle Group. So glad you found the channel. We'll see you next time, everyone.